Building 341, what's up, y'all? DJ Rubbaban, Caddey B in the house. We're going to have B Mitch check in with us here shortly. But we
Oh
just going to
yeah,
get
oh
going,
yeah.
start talking, doing what we do.
Yeah, yeah.
How you feeling,
So,
Rubba?
man, did you watch the BET Awards?
Man, I tried, but it wasn't on, it was only on BET Her. So I had to, I had to go
Okay.
on to YouTube and do it the YouTube way.
You gotta get you a super box or something, you know.
I got Xfinity and they be killing me. I've been meaning to get rid of it.
You gotta be in the streets a little bit. You know what I liked about, remember when we talked about T.I.'s new album and I said I liked a few tracks?
Yeah.
I watched him perform at the BET Awards. He a boss. He a king.
Yeah.
I think my love for Tiny kind of tainted me a little bit. You know what I mean? I think it tainted me just a little bit, but I got to take my hat off for Tip. You know what I mean? He did his thing. He performed. He did good. And he got hits. You know what I'm saying? He got hits. His album is number one. Yeah, they pushing it.
I've been going through this thing where like I go back into older music that like we used to listen to or kind of things like that.
Right.
And it hits different when your age changes. When you get older,
Okay.
life changes and whatnot, the way you listen to music and the way you hear certain verses and
you go through stuff with your relationships, change, all that.
Yeah.
All that.
So it's dope. So I went back through some of Tip's other stuff.
Yeah, shout out Tip, man. Shout out Tip. Tip, man, I know you don't need my peas, but I'm giving you your peas, sir. Expeditiously, my brother. Shout out your wife. Ain't covered in your wife or nothing today. We just giving peas, we just giving peas. Another special artist that was at the BET Awards was your boy Hakeem Lee.
That boy goes so hard.
What I like about him and just a little bit I know other than his music is he does this series on his Instagram or TikTok, one of where he'll go Dear Oakland and then he'll rap over an Oakland beat. He go Dear New York and he'll rap over a Jay-Z beat.
He's doing a tour. He's doing a tour right now. So every city he goes into, he do it.
So he's LA, he's killing it. So look up Hakeem Lee. Look up Hakeem Lee. Man, youngster's doing it. And I seen an interview he did with Manny Fresh and your boy Juvie. He had a good attitude.
Oh,
he was in hustle mode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
no, he seemed like a real solid cat.
You know who he kind of remind me of when he first came out was J. Cole. Remember, J. Cole used to do a lot of interviews. J. Cole was real accessible. That first run, they had him out a lot. And then slowly, I don't even know on this album, this run he got now with this current album, did he even really go out that much, J. Cole,
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But to bring it back from Hakeem to Tip on that Jermaine Dupri album, they got a track on there called The P Got Me Acting Different. Ooh.
Okay.
That one goes so hard.
Okay. The P got you acting different. And you gotta listen
to the lyrics, like Rubbaban used to say on Freedom of Death. You gotta listen to the lyrics.
You gotta listen to the lyrics. Okay, I'm gonna listen to the lyrics. Look, can I think which breezy you with when I listen to it? Am I gonna know or you not gonna? I ain't gonna know.
Oh no, you ain't gonna know.
Okay, I'm gonna listen to it too.
Yeah.
Shout out, and sometimes me and Caddey, like, we going back and forth, texting back and forth, messaging back and forth, talking about people that's coming on the show, people that's been on the show, different things, technical things. And he'll send me something or I'll send him something. I'm like, dang. So he sent me something about Ice-T, and then I'm going to give it to you. What?
Yeah. It's another cat on, who got a podcast out there, and it's Don't Be Afraid to Get Hit, something like that. Don't quote me, but Big Matt. But he talking about they just had Ice-T on, and Ice-T talking about Chino XL and their relationship, and you got to check on your good friends. And I've been saying that for a minute.
What's up? What's upper?
What's up, family?
You can hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Man, I'm gonna give you an intro. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing one of the Bay's finest. He been in the game for a minute. B Mitch, out of the Bay Area. He's gonna tell us exactly where he from, where he come from. This is Building 341. We just gonna vibe, we gonna chill, we gonna talk about some songs, talk about his movement. And and just kind of just have him give us his perspective of the Bay Area and what's coming next for him and just the Bay. Cause listening to him, I seen his grind for a minute. You know, me and him was at a function together and he walked in. I was the biggest brother in the spot now. You know, he used to be right there with me. Now he eating beets and berries and fruit and all that. I want to talk about his eating regimen, TikTok, Instagram. He pushing healthier living. Ladies and gentlemen, B Mitch. What's up, brother?
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
I didn't even say Caddey B. This is my co-host, Caddey B. Say something.
What's going on, brother?
All good, all good. What's going on, brother?
Not much.
So tell me about your movement. Tell me your start. Give us your start.
Start. That's like
It don't even have to be PG.
Yeah.
You was in a trap house and somebody gave you a fight.
It wasn't even that. Yeah, no, it wasn't even that serious, man. I feel like starting was as a young kid, maybe 10. Songs I liked. I used to listen to it and write it down.
Oh, okay.
And rehearse those songs over and over, to the point where, memorizing other people's songs was nothing to me. It's like it was a big joke. My mom said, if you can memorize your homework like you memorize these songs, you'd be a straight A student.
Okay.
So it went from that to storytelling. School, always writing stories, to the point where I started turning stories into music. Storytelling music is kind of always what it's been. So I started turning stories into music. And then I had another friend of mine who was, when we were real young, probably by the age of 12, who was taking piano lessons. His mom bought him his first Casio keyboard. Once we found out how to start recording, it was over. Just in there recording. He was, on the keys. At that age, we're making music people didn't even hear, because we're influenced by hip hop. Yeah,
right.
He's
now,
learning
where
how
were you
to play.
living right then? Give me sprinkle.
So this time we're in Marin County.
Okay.
Still the Bay Area, but we're in Marin County, 415.
Okay. Who's in
I
the
had moved
influences?
out there.
Who's the influences?
Growing up, Short, Barface, Ghetto Boys, Ballin, JG. A lot of my influences are, this is the Spice One, a lot of the Bay cast, but a lot of my influences are from the South.
Okay.
I really
I hear some Midwest.
clicked.
I hear some Midwest in your music too.
And Tech Nine is one of my all-time favorite.
Yeah.
One of my all-time favorite artists. So a lot of my influence came from that. Coming up in the Bay, it's just even as young kids, we were always being told we were ahead of our time.
Right.
That's cool. We're ahead of our time. And not really feeling that. And this, and another. The whole regional thing. As we got a little older, higher teens, and we started, building groups. Groups of homies that, could all flow, and we're, going to conventions and trying to, rap in front of people. And they would tell us, like, man, you guys are good, but you sound real regional.
Right.
You sound like you're from the Bay Area, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And we heard that.
And what's wrong with that? Like, what's wrong with that?
Right, that's what we're thinking. And at this time, there's not a lot of people coming out. Streaming wasn't a thing and shit yet.
Right.
So in order to get known, you literally had to put your face out there, man, to literally sell CDs out of the trunk of your fucking car, your backpack.
Or a gimmick. Or a movement.
We were too real to, be gimmicky, at that age. It was all about who we really were. And a lot of our music, we didn't make party music. Like literally, we were a bunch of mixed kids growing up in a white neighborhood.
But
at the time,
you seem like you got a lot of perk music though. Like,
well, so as we get older and we start experiencing more shit, you know what I mean? We start doing more stuff. Different things started happening. But coming up, we were like rebellious little kids who were lost in this, this white neighborhood, man. And we were just dealing with a lot of shit. Real close circle,
Mm-hmm.
And, dealing with what comes with going to schools with, ignorant white kids and shit.
Now, did the Bay have a battle scene? I know it did, from like Sway and Tech and all that, but did it really have a local battle scene, not on a major, but like say me coming up, we would go to different schools and battle people.
Right. Yeah, nah, I don't feel, at least not in, in my era, the kids, the group of people that we were around. It was more, I feel like nobody could support each other. So it wasn't battles as much as it was kind of just like quiet beef. You know what I mean? So people would quietly, we doper than them, and we'll do shows and this and that. But like nobody was throwing no battle raps, and people weren't challenging people to. We were real, got to a point where we were real, like couldn't nobody fuck with us anyway. Battle for what? We were ahead of our time. The fact that nobody else our age group was recording music at the time when we were already recording music on the fucking tapes. You know what I mean? Like,
right. What high school did you go to?
Drake High School.
Okay.
Anybody I went to Drake for a little bit, and then it was continuation school. shortly after the start of that.
So
But
you had an edge. So you did have an edge.
yeah, no, I mean it was always like I said, we moved from Richmond, so I knew where I was supposed to be and was very, unhappy with where I was at. So, the little edge came from that real just, I'm not supposed to be here. But at the same time, you kind of end up running situations like that. Everybody looks at you because you're the only fucking black kid around. So
Right.
people are drawn to you in that sense. But
Do you feel like people
there's
did you feel like people tested you more so because of the mix thing? Because
for
Caddey,
sure.
like Caddey, you got a quiet demeanor, but a killer, but you got a quiet demeanor, and you being in the business, so to speak, did you encounter that too? And then you was even a bouncer.
I've always got it from both sides, being that I'm mixed. So, on one side, you're not black enough. One side, you're too black.
Right.
Like I've always said, I always told my kids, you want to know what color you are, ask the police.
Right.
Because they're going to let you know no matter what. So you get tested all the time. That's part of
Yeah.
being mixed, I think. You constantly get tested. You're always
You
not
feel
enough.
you guys feel like even as you get older, you get tested too?
I mean, I guess the situation is just a lot different now. Sure, yeah, of course you get tested. You know what I mean? But people, like you said, you get to know it, and you talking to a guy that look like me or him. You might think it before you say it. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
But
So who first believed in your music?
man, to be honest with you, it would have to be my friend's mom who allowed us to turn his bedroom into a studio and access it anytime we wanted to.
That's what's
So
up.
like literally our first, we were in home self-sustained artist for years, and his mom was the only mom that was cool enough to open up her house to or little rebellious little fucking boys who in and out of there doing what we do. But if it wasn't for her, we definitely wouldn't have started recording the way we did. Even at the time when we were still going and everybody else is paying hundreds of dollars for studio sessions, we got in-home studio and stuff we're making is sounding better than the stuff they're paying hundreds of dollars for.
I noticed that about your music. Like you're consistent in recording and you sound different on different tracks, but it has this like I see some Bay Area music in there too with
Right. No,
with the
definitely.
girls singing, but then I also hear some Midwest, some Southern. I'm like, damn, B is really like stretching itself. So
So it's the music. It's whatever the beat's saying to me. You know what I mean? It's the beat says country twang, and if I'm feeling it, that's where it's gonna go.
right. So
If I get
when you was working with Chris Galaxy and
Mhm.
then you sent me the song, I was like, damn, I didn't know B was this hard. Damn, Chris, you didn't know he was this hard? And then I heard something else and I was like, he got this vibe too. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
that comes from being told we sound regional. So right, I didn't want to get boxed in one particular area. So now I'm sharpening my skill set for whatever may come. Especially when you're doing music with other people and they throwing stuff at you. Do a verse for this, you got to be ready to
Yeah.
switch it up. And for me, I get bored quick. You know what I mean?
It makes
And
sense. I feel that in your music. I feel that in your music. Now, when it comes down to putting out a album, because is this industry right now really driven by an album, or is it just singles till you find a niche to where something clicks enough, or you just
yeah,
say, "F it, I'm gonna just
yeah.
put out an album and then another album."
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you're putting out an album, the artist is doing it for themselves. It's a project
Okay.
piece, right? A passion piece or something. I want to put out a project. I'm getting ready to do the same next week, putting out a 7-song EP just because I want to. I haven't put out a project in a long time. It's just been singles. So yeah, it's more like keep throwing out singles till you get that hit, and and even then, the streaming game is funny. If you're not in the street and you don't have a big street presence, you're really, I mean, to get a radio hit or somebody local, like it's tough. So the work you got to put in is just consistency,
And you gotta
basically.
pay and this is a part like I like speaking on this too. I would love your opinion on this too. Like I'll say me, I can't judge. You guys can say how y'all feel about this. My personality is an introvert extrovert. So I could turn it on, I could be the wildest dude, but then I get drained and I want to leave me alone for a minute. And
Right.
so I've come up in this so I can be wild, I can do crazy stuff, but then people don't know I want to go home and chill. And
Right.
so this industry, man, you got to grind. You got to kiss babies. You got to pass out weed. You got to, man, you
Hmm.
want to drink. You got to favors. You can't mess with the wrong favors, the wrong drug dealers. You can't do this. And I've had scenarios to where I didn't want to do certain stuff, like work with certain people. And then people say, here go a bag. I want you to go work with so-and-so, and it work out. And so when I was younger, it was easier for me to take healthy risks like that. As I got older, I was like, man, I don't even want to go on tour with them, man. Like, and then they want to pay me $3,000, and I'm like, $3,000 a week, a month? Like, my bills at home is this, and I'm young. Yeah, I'm young, right? And then I do it. So then I do it, and then I had the time of my life touring, but it's hard. And then I'm sleeping in a room with a bunch of niggas, and they fought, and it's two girls, and they all fighting for them two girls. And you know, and I'm thinking I'm the shit, right? I'm DJ Rubba, but I'm basically lightweight A&R, and I'm like pulling people to the side that ain't never toured, never went nowhere outside of their city. And I'm like, man, we all getting a per diem. Well, man, I want to get, and then they buy. It's just a whole machine of that. And then in the mix of that, you want your single to blossom, and you want to be, you know what I mean? You want to be something, and you want your project to go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what makes nowadays easier with the social media and streaming platforms, that you really don't have to put in that type of footwork like we used to have to put in back in the days. I mean,
that's good.
Touring is a must if you really want to make real money. The only place you're gonna make money is touring and merchandise.
Right.
Streams, I mean, to get you known well enough to sell some merchandise or, sell a show out.
But you still got to make connections with, and I've noticed this in your music, you working with a lot of different artists. Like, we in this environment where people are antisocial. They like, man, I don't want nobody on my songs. I like my song like this. And so I noticed you mess with other people. How did you get to that, to where you made relationships to feature people on your song, or just do what you do?
I've always liked working with other people. I remember I started off in a group. So it was a group of two, then grew to a group of three, to a group of four. And then when we all started having kids and having our own families, we all went solo because we all had our own bills and responsibilities. Nobody wanted to argue about splitting the $300 we made. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
they don't know that part of the game. They don't know.
Yeah, it's tough. We all end up going solo routes. So I did a few solo projects, but to me, working with other people is where, like you say, it's a sport. I like to play with other people. So to me, if I think you're good, I think you're going to compliment my style, I'm reaching out to anybody that's willing to do it for at the same time, I'll always pay somebody for their time just because I feel like everybody's time is worth something. But I like to work with people that are willing to work with me, whether I got it or not. You know what I mean?
I like that. I like how you said that. Look, because you was going to get a lot of people that was going to be like, I want a free bar. I want a free, I want a verse. Give me a verse. Give me a verse.
Yeah, I mean, even my boys, if I got a bag or, a bag of tree or whatever, it's like, hey, this is what I got. I need you for a couple hours. So boom. Everybody's time is worth something. But at the same time, if you're just dealing with somebody who's just there to collect a paycheck, they do the song and say they got a name, and then you go finish the song and you post it and you're tagging them, and this person's not reposting or doing that. It's like, what'd you pay for the feature for if they're not even, they don't even like the song enough to repost it themselves.
Talking about the game.
They're not invested.
Yeah, they're not invested.
See, that's right there. You talking about the game, and that's what people need to know. Like,
not that they even should be invested. That's totally their option. But if from an artist who's coming up, you're paying somebody. It's like, well, man, this is what I expect. So you almost have to have that in the clause, before you get somebody to drop you 16. It's like, I need you to drop 16. I'm paying for this, and I'm paying for some reposts. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or you gonna be in the video? Can I get you in the video?
Right.
We can do your part separate if you don't want to be,
with a bunch of for sure.
Right. So what about female artists like right now coming up in the Bay? Is it a such thing as female artists right now? Is it?
I mean, it seems to be. I just my ear is not quite there yet. You know what I mean? Just in the quality of content, and things of that nature. I'm not saying they're not killing it right now.
Right. But I mean, you did come up under Too Short. I mean, you did.
Yeah.
I'm quite sure somebody out there talking about coochie. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like I get it and I respect it. I'm not knocking it at all. It's just, for somebody like me who, Scarface is one of my biggest influences. And with him, it's all word play. You know what I mean? It's content and what you're saying.
Stories and
something to listen to. And with these new ones, like, I get it. It's good. It's great party music. And it definitely gets the females turned up. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
but you're not gonna catch me popping it in my deck on purpose. You know what I mean?
No, but in listening to some of your music, I noticed the earlier Bay Area stuff with the hook. You know what I mean? With the not Kyrie, not with the Kyrie keyboards, but you know, that Bay, I'm like, okay. But see, my generation, I was feeling that. And then the harder stuff. And then I was like, okay, I see the Midwest. Okay, he's featuring. What kind of album are you going to put out this EP? Is it going to be driven more towards lightweight perk music? Or is it going to be
It's
lyric?
So it's themed. The name of the album's called Player Weather. It's for
Okay.
gentlemen of our stature and our age.
Okay.
It's just like a ode to the, good riding music. Something you could pop on, drop the top, sundown, roll on the side, driving, smoking, and just enjoying it. It's groovy, it's mature, it's something to listen to. The beats feel good, the words feel good.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
I was noticing that with because it's earlier when I got home, I just threw on like your YouTube and I was just letting it just play throughout all your different stuff. How your writing has changed and grown.
Yeah.
Is that just with age, or also just the more you learn with the
it's
pen?
that energy. He kept saying it's what he's feeling.
Yeah, of course it's growth, right? And it's just and continue. I've never stopped, like I said, sharpening my blade. Like I've always tried to, the next one's got to be the best one. And I like to, if you notice a lot of my features, I don't really have many weak features. And those are guys that I've felt are doper than me.
That's what I'm saying.
You
The
know what I mean? So
features is dope.
Gives me something to work to, If somebody can set the bar for me, I have no problem reaching the bar, you know what I mean? But it's fun for me for somebody else to set a bar here and go, okay, what you got? And it's always in the studio. It's always the thing. You can never go back and redo. If I drop my verse first and you come in here and you kill me here, well, I'm stuck here. I can't go back and, you know what I mean? That's like how we do in the studio, commodity.
No.
But
And I'm glad you said that, because listening to some of your features, it seemed like you just go harder. And a good example of that is Ice Cube. Like Ice Cube seems to me a lot better in one of my favorite artists. He goes harder whenever he's in a group. You know what I mean? He just goes extra, and there's something about that in terms of just back and forth, like songs like I was really feeling like Double Overtime, Third Eye, Lucky, Fitness Journey, Asshole, Old School Dope. Old school. I love that. It was just not the same. And then Rich Tonight is an older song, huh? And look and see, because I'm old school. I was like, okay, this is old
it
school.
was, it's a couple years old, but the feel of it was supposed to even feel older, right? It's like 80s. It's supposed
like
to
Lemonade was dope. Like it was a lot of them I was just feeling and clicking, and I was like, I'm wondering what kind of album he gonna put out. He said he's putting out an EP. I'm wondering how this EP is gonna, because we in this generation now where people just listen to singles, and I really and then me and him been going back and forth on T.I.'s new album, and being a legacy artist, we expect so much, but we get mad when our legacy artists don't put out music, and we hard on them. It's been a lot of legacy artists putting out music, and I tease him about Tiny, and then we was going back and forth, and I'm like, damn, T.I. put out a good album. Like, damn. But I wanted to critique it.
I think all of the legacy artists that have put out albums over the last 3 years have been good. That's just my opinion.
Who you listening to? Who you listening to in terms of a legacy artist, if any?
I mean, it's when they finally pop out. I like them. Like Ludacris is starting to pop back out. That's been interesting.
He is? Okay.
Oh yeah, those couple ones that he dropped.
He don't really get enough props for being a lyricist. No. Like Luda is dope.
Yeah, no, Luda's super dope. Here's my thing with a lot of these legacy artists now is that social media has led us too much into their lives. So we've learned who these people are as people more so than artists. So I'm not gonna lie, a lot of that stuff is like even with the whole T.I. situation, like he's been through so much other stuff aside from music. It's like, so when I heard this new album literally just yesterday, like I was a little critical, you know what I mean? Like,
you critical
at first, but then
you go into something else. Yeah.
And then as I listened all the way through, and it built up. And okay, there's Tip. Yeah, that sounded cool. And that's like some old school stuff. But then, and then but it makes me think, man, is he done? Does he really still got it like he had it? Or is the people gonna, aside from people our age, are they gonna gravitate towards this? And I'm just not sure. But he's TIP at the same time. He's got a lot of other stuff going on that's gonna keep him relevant regardless.
And he has that machine behind him to pump that. And I think he went through Empire, right? He went through Empire at
Yeah.
his own label. So Empire is basically an indie, but really a
Yeah.
major. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they've turned major.
Yeah,
Guys
yeah.
is doing a lot of work.
Yeah, so they pushing it. So what about people like Too Short who kinda has never played out? Like, you think
Yeah.
that's just luck? I mean, I know he's a good artist, and I'm
Like
not
his
taking
last
away
one
from
was
that.
good too.
Like
He just
like
I just feel like he stayed true to himself. He's been the same cat day one, social media or not. He's been the same. He's been who we've known as Too Short from
right.
start to finish. So
Yeah.
I think in situations like that, you're good. You know what I mean? You're able to coast and stay relevant.
Who else are you listening to? Who else are you listening to just once in a while you have on you have in your you listening to?
I mean, I'm right. I've been pretty this. I mean, I even said the last couple of years, just turn on my Apple Music and I'm just playing, playlists of what they got there, trying to find something. I'll be honest, I don't have something that I don't have a go to right
That sound
now,
like
except
Caddey
for my stuff.
B. That's
I mean, I
Caddey
listen
B.
to majority of
Yeah.
my stuff. Ask Kristen. That's all we here listen to is my shit.
I heard that.
Especially
I heard that. Boy,
especially
you really an artist. You was like,
We-
nah, we listen to my shit.
So
especially in album mode.
so you listen to Apple Music. You got to put a lot more of your stuff on Apple Music.
Yeah, I've thought, my stuff goes up and down, and whether I like how it happened, how it took over the year, I just let it fade out. So this next album will be on all platforms for sure.
Okay.
It's just
Okay.
like my catalog. So like
People,
the stuff I put on TikTok.
people are gonna ask. They're gonna get in the comments. They're gonna ask.
Yeah.
Okay, so where can we find more of B Mitch? Where can we find all of his music at? Where can we look at his old stuff, his new stuff?
Mhm.
So you can find a lot of his stuff on TikTok. You can find a lot of his stuff on what? YouTube,
Instagram, and then my Spotify stuff is everything on there is pretty much older stuff. I got a few new stuff on there, but
yeah, because
I
we was
gotta
doing the
revamp all of it.
research. Yeah, we was doing, and then look on your is it Instagram? You getting your healthiness on. You lifting weights. You got your shirt open. You got the gold chain showing. You got the motivational speeches in the back. I was like, okay.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's at this age, man, that's pretty much all that matters.
I love
So
hearing
it's
that.
just trying to get healthy. So I got kids, I got a wife.
So tell us about what made you make that transformation to just eating healthy and then making it a part of your regimen. Like, was that hard?
It was very hard. In all honesty, it was health reasons. I had it was kind of I didn't really have
without
much of a
getting deep
choice.
into it.
Yeah.
But you so you ain't
But
eating
yeah,
ham hocks no more, chicken.
I mean,
like,
everything in moderation. But there's some things
Okay.
that I just don't touch anymore. But it's definitely hard. Every day's you can't let it slide. It's an everyday thing you got to pay attention
Right.
to.
So you don't go buy that
And-
Popeye's chicken down the street from your house?
Who doesn't?
You don't go no more.
Who doesn't? No, like I say, everything in moderation. But when you do
Okay.
those kind of things, you feel guilty or you feel bad, and that's how you kind of justify it. Well, I knew that wasn't right. Tomorrow I'll be back on tomorrow. And
Okay.
so it's just like anything else in life.
Now, one of the things that I want to do once the album gets ready to come out and you have like a month or so, I want you to come back on. So just to get a feel, let the people know again. Anybody have any questions, answers, comments for B Mitch? Hit us up. Let us know. It's number love. This brother's doing it. What about some of the features on this new EP that's coming out?
So on this new one, it's entirely produced by my boy Vidal Garcia, who's a big producer right now in the industry. From here to the South, he's producing a lot of records for a lot of known artists.
Okay.
A good friend of mine, so he's done the full production on it. And the only feature I have on this album is by a guy named CJ Washington from up there in Sacramento, who's a singer, a very good singer. And
Okay.
yeah, man, he's got, even if you were to look him up, CJ Washington, he's got a pretty good Spotify and
We're gonna
presence
look
and
him
stuff.
up. We're gonna look him
Yeah.
up.
He plays a lot of little bars and stuff up there in Sacramento and Roseville. Live,
Okay,
so
up
yeah,
this
he's
way.
plays
Okay.
guitar, live singer, yeah. So that's the only feature artist that I have on this particular album. Like I said, because it's just it's a matured album. It's fun, it's themed, it's fun, but it's mature.
You got a release date yet?
Next Tuesday, actually.
Okay.
Next Tuesday. So I'll when I get it together, I'll send you guys a link.
Yeah, send us a link.
Yeah, definitely.
I gotta
definitely.
ask you. Look, I gotta ask you one more. I gotta ask you one more ghetto scenario. So you on a ship. And it crashes. You on an island and you crashes, and you can only take 3 CDs with you, or just say 3 albums with you. which 3 albums would you take? You got to listen to them for at least 5 years because you know they ain't coming to get brothers right away off the island.
A DMX, It's Hot, The Hell is Hot and It's Dark. Fuck.
Huh? Okay.
Scarface, Untouchable.
Okay.
And Tech 9, Killer.
You heard it on Building 341, y'all. Man, no Marvin Gaye, no P.O. Rice.
Not stranded on an island.
We appreciate you, B.
Some
We
Hunt
appreciate
music.
you, B.
Exactly.
We appreciate
you, man.
Appreciate
you guys.
We're going to be in touch. We're going to let you know when everything is settled, and we're going to holler at you. Peace out.
Most definitely. Peace out.
Peace.